You guys asked, and we're gonna do it. We're getting James's wastegate and we're throwing it right in the bin.
I got no part in this. I want nothing to do with it.
It's happening.
Disclaimer, don't try this at home. Do it at your mate's place, then when it blows up, it's his problem.
Alright, so basically what you need to disconnect your wastegate is a screwdriver and a rusty old bolt. That's all you need. These two tools, and then you're all good. What's the thoughts, Brendan?
It'll be fine.
Be fine?
Then Dan thinks it's gonna blow up the car.
It won't be fine. It might be fine now, but things are going to wear out. First, you're going to do what your old turbo did. It's going to be spinning faster than it was ever made to. It'll surge because it won't dump pressure when you get off the throttle, right? So you're going to be overloading your compressor wheel, your turbine wheel, your shaft in the middle, your bearings, all over speed. Then, your intake pipes, your intercooler, they're going to surge as well with it. Not a huge issue, again, not ideal. Then you go on to your sort of more slightly major things like, I don't know, pistons, gudgeon pins, rods, bottom end, you know, just all the stuff you want on a motor that's done, what, 480,000 Ks?
Yeah, just about 500,000.
Yeah.
It's just wearing it in. This is just helping.
Just running it in.
Just running it in.
Well, look, guys, the fans asked for it, and we're gonna do what they say. So, James, throw that wastegate off right now. So, Dan, what exactly does a wastegate do?
What a wastegate does is controls, well, effectively, on a diesel, controls the boost pressure of your motor. So this turbo right now is a very efficient turbo. It comes on boost at a low rev range, and by about, what, James, 2,500?
Yeah, about that.
About 2,500, it's already running 20 pound. Wastegate opens, doesn't get any higher than that. If you were running a motor without a gate, like the old turbo didn't have a gate on it, but it was a very worn out, very inefficient turbo. So it never really got up in the boost. This, because the motor's basic and it doesn't have a lot of fuel in it anyway, probably won't go crazy on the boost. The thing that concerns me the most is the surge. So surge is when you get off the throttle, your engine slows down basically faster than your turbo does, because the old exhaust gas from the engine, before you've taken your foot off the throttle, is still spinning the turbo. Therefore it gets what they call a surge, which is basically a spike in air pressure. So if you're running like 20 pound into the motor normally, you disconnect the gate, maybe it's running 25 pound when you're on the throttle. As you get off, it could spike to 30 pound, even higher, depending on the motor and the turbo.
So you could be not even wanting to accelerate, but because of the surge,
You're going to gain boost pressure even when you get off the throttle.
even when you go off the road, you can still gain boost pressure. So that little silver thing James is undoing, what is that?
So what he's undoing is he's undoing the boost line off the wastegate actuator. What it does is pushes your boost pressure coming out of your intake manifold against a spring, and in turn that actually pushes a rod that opens and closes the wastegate. So by disconnecting the line to it, it will not open at all. Then he just blocks the line with a bolt.
So what are you doing now, James?
Tighten it back up again.
Wait, what did you put in there?
Put a bolt in there. Coach bolt.
So you just put a bolt in the line.
Yep. Stick a bolt in the end and that's it, job done.
I love how Dan starts standing so far back, he wants nothing to do with this at all. He's literally been standing there.
No part in this.
He wants no part in this
No part.
whatsoever.
I'm simply explaining
Look, the fans
why you should
wanted it.
not do this.
The fans
Bad
wanted it,
idea.
and we provided. Realistically, the worst thing that's going to happen is we're going to get maybe 25 pound of boost because it's only got a 10 mil pump on it, so we're not going to have enough fuel for it to go any higher than that. But as Dan said, surging might bring up to 30, but even then, like, guys run like 40 pound of boost through these motors, so like.
He's
And,
standing well back.
and air is like a big spring. It's very compressible. That's why they use it in suspension. It's not like water.
James, can we look at the shirt you're wearing too?
Oh yeah. See? It's great.
Alright, so this is it.
I'll call you in 5 minutes when it blows up.
Voids all my warranties. Okay? No warranty.
Dan does not look impressed.
Oh yeah, Dan hates it.
Yeah, Dan's not happy at all.
Dan's not happy. Safety first,
Safety
seat belts
first.
on. I'm not expecting any difference, personally. I don't think we've got enough fuel in the car to actually get that much of a difference. Maybe if you had a 12 mil pump, you'd see a pretty big result, but we don't have that. Number one, can't afford it, and number two, it will fuck your motor really fast. Like guys, I know guys that have 12 more pumps in their car, they've got to rebuild their motors like every 80,000 Ks. So better off putting a Cummins in it. Get a BT6, 6BT Cummins. All right, for our first takeoff.
Moment of truth.
Moment of truth on the main road.
TD42 power.
All right, bring it right out in a second. As expected, only 20 pound to boost.
Yeah,
That's
right.
all she wrote. Try it in third gear. Oh, we're doing 23. 23. 23.
That's all you got.
That's all she got. Only made 3 extra pound, guys. Only made 3 extra pound.
Yeah, I said to Brendan, we put bets. What did you say?
27.
I said 24.
Yeah. Well, Brett Dan was the closest. It made 20 pound in second gear, and it didn't change all the way up to 4 grand. And in third gear, it did 23 all the way up to 4 grand. I think 23 is the max fuel we got in that turbo.
So basically at this point, his car isn't running out of boost, it's running out of fuel to make boost. That pump, even at 20 pound, the car's running lean, which isn't horrible for a diesel like it is for a petrol. If anything, it's going to run cooler than it would if it was overfueled. It's not ideal. Ideally, you'd go spend, what, 3 grand on a fuel pump.
Yep.
Wait, hang on. So, how many likes do we need before James buys a 12mm pump?
No, Cummins, BT6. That's the
1,000 likes for a BT6?
Yeah, 1,000 likes for a
If this video gets
BT6.
1,000 likes, he'll buy a BT6.
And I'll chuck it in that car.
And he'll throw it in that car. That's a lot of likes though.
That's a lot of likes.
It's a lot of likes. You have a lot of work to do.
Another thing, if you guys are wondering what these little dents are, they've got a bit of a scratch here.
he's got a bit of a scratch.
Scratch, and we've got a bit of a dent here.
Oh, and a bit of a dent.
Bit of a dent, and then
yeah.
we took a big gouge out of the bull bar.
Oh, a big gouge as well. So
Yeah.
paint.
Yeah, we had someone forgot to put the handbrake on and went through the shed. Yeah,
And now the shed's being held up by beams.
yeah, and the car's fine. Classic patrol.
The hunting patrol. It was
Just
running as well, wasn't it,
yep,
James?
Just running, didn't even turn off. I was trying to warm the car up. That's the pole.
Oh yeah, this is
This pole.
this is the actual pole that fell down on.
probably about
That
it.
fell down on the car.
Yeah,
right?
fell down on the
Fell
car.
down on the
This
front of
fell
the
down
car.
on the front of the car.
Yeah, I'll put the photos on screen.
That's all the that's all the damage it did. It was like, of it falling on the car. That's about a 2-ton pole.
And it rolled from that hill over there, all the way down here into the shed.
Yeah. Narrowly missing the float and the Bronco, which is another project car
Yeah.
that will be in a future video, hopefully.
There you go.
Only 23 pounds.
23 pounds.
Let us know if you
So did you get more boost out of your patrol when you disconnected the wastegate?
let us know if you liked it.
Let us know in the comments.
If you liked it, give it a thumbs up.
Get subscribed, and we'll see you in the next video.